Are Doom-Flayers any good? The short version is that these are mini Doom wheels used as chariots. They have real potential, but you have to keep that thought in your head. These are chariots. I do not want them bogged down. With that idea in mind, you can do a lot with them. Please like, subscribe, comment, and consider donating through my Ko-Fi page or any other way. Your support is very important. Doom-Flayers have 4 models on Ultra per unit, with 5,608 hit points between them, for 1,402 per entity. Armor is 90, leadership is 60, fine enough for Skaven. Speed is 72, which is pretty high considering the armor. Melee attack is 30, with an attack interval of 4 and a very large splash radius, with a maximum of 4 targets actually damaged per splash. This is pretty interesting. You're getting a lot more disruption than killing with the splashes, but there's 4 models a unit, so it's not hopeless. Melee defense is 26, which reflects the lack of fine motion, but hey, it's not as bad as a steam tank. And yes, I heard you, see I should really tweak the steam tank, maybe next DLC. Weapon strength is listed as 95, with base damage of 30 and armor piercing 65, giving it a punch in a style similar to Rat Ogre's. In other words, it chews through dwarf armor. Bonus versus infantry is an extremely potent 26, not top in the game, but pretty up there. Damage is increased by the same proportion, tilted toward armor piercing. Charge bonus is 40. In spite of my reminding that this is basically a chariot, that charge bonus isn't anywhere near as large as top heavy chariots. Mass is 800, which is on the low side for chariots, and is probably why the charge bonus is that low. So, for better or worse, this is a chariot, but it's a light chariot, with pretty heavy armor. That's interesting. There's one more thing that really merits talking about. And first, something that barely does. The Doom-Flayers use the scurry away mechanic to flee faster. They don't have strength in numbers. I mean, look at them. There's only 4! Of course they don't. The other thing is the Skaven passive ability called the best defense. As in, the best defense is offense. So while engaged in melee, this unit's armor is increased by 24. With this, they're even more specialized as heavily armored light chariots. A disruptive hammer rather than a top killer hammer. Just be careful with what you pit them against. In the Lord Redline skills, engineering skill is where it's at, granting Doom-Flayers up to 12 extra armor. In melee, that would be 126 armor now. Charge bonus plus 12%, and that's it. Warp Smart gives rank 7 Doom-Flayers plus 5 leadership, plus 5 extra bonus versus infantry, and 15% spell resistance. Just so we're clear, the lack of a missile weapon means you can charge using this unit at will without any concern about the hybrid war machine bug where you can't force melee properly. Or rather, through the usual method. As for the tech tree, the only thing that you have that helps is they can't blame their tools, one of the last techs you can get, which offers plus 10 armor and plus 10% weapon strength for the Doom-Flayers. Beyond that, this is a DLC unit. Ikit's Workshop is what you want for improving it. Other factions will just have to be satisfied. So, we've gone over it a little, but how do you use a unit like this? Well, since it actually doesn't inflict fear or terror natively, it's really a harassment unit that can crash the lines and make light infantry and missile unit life miserable and/or intolerable. Even though they've been tweaking the AI with every hotfix, you should still make an effort to assert yourself with a Doom-Flayer unit and stretch the battlefield. If nothing else, a single one could easily take out, 2-3 static artillery units without any trouble? Infantry crews will be butchered with ease. Beyond that, just be annoying. That's what they're there for. Doom-Flayers don't have the mass to reliably pull themselves out of the same situations other stuff would, so never plan on them doing so unaided. If they're sandwiching a unit with storm vermin or rat ogres or all kinds of things, then that is a different story. If nothing else, it's like this. The models aren't that big, so stuff that's blobbed up around them is artillery food. Yeah, you will ding up your own flares, so what, you're Skaven. Take one for the team, guys! And if artillery isn't your thing and it's warp fire throwers instead, bring marshmallows. Anything that isn't focused and armor piercing won't bug the flares much. In army parlance, this is a force multiplier. It's not going to win you the battle by itself, but it can make your victories more comfortable if used in the right way. Take care, and have fun rolling away with victory!